choose the second option. I can't agree with you ladies because I
I
feel
need you to speak into the mic.
I can't agree with these ladies because, you know,
I
okay,
choose the second.
it really just she was talking about happiness.
I'm sorry. We just had a breakthrough. What'd you say?
Damn
Speak
it.
into the mic.
No, I said that I choose the second one. as
Okay,
well.
so you're
Oh, my
publicly
bad.
you're publicly admitting now that you're choosing the second.
No, I said that even in my speech, even though like okay, like I don't
You was
want to
making
You
it
danced
difficult.
around it.
Yeah.
She just said it with her chest
Like,
right
yeah,
now.
I like my
Yeah, we gotta
dance
lead
around,
you
but we
on.
agree.
We gotta
Y'all
lead you.
supposed to pay
See what
attention to
happened?
what she said. She said she didn't want to say it
But
publicly.
I-
As
can I-
most
can I
women,
just
they
add something,
understand it,
like,
but they don't want to
because
say
You know,
it.
why do
the
women why
reason
do women empower each other like that? Like as soon as you hear another woman say
Yeah.
it, now all of a sudden you're empowered. She said
No,
it.
no, 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 no. I said, like
But she thinks it's okay
no,
now.
no.
Yeah.
I
She
want
want to be singled out.
No, it's just like I heard like somebody said a very smart thing. It's like, why would you put that, I don't know, the cheating as like on the, I don't know, like the
Pedestal.
exactly. And I'm not thinking about that.
Uh-huh.
But all the qualities that you said on the number 2 are important. So for
Yeah.
me, it's not that relevant because as long as he doesn't show me like in my face, like there is an issue of respect, okay? And I do understand that everybody has their own needs, and I understand about the difference between women and men. But at the same time, all the qualities is what I'm looking in a man. So exactly like somebody said, it's like I'm not gonna waste this great guy just by the fact that I may consider about that. Why I'm thinking about that. I'm never gonna say something if I don't have like the facts or something. Why bring in the topic? So that's why I'm like, I don't want to say it so, but at the same time I would agree with number 2. So yeah.
So,
I feel
Sophia, you're 31 right now, right?
Your favorite line.
Okay.
I'm here.
Okay. Now, if you were
You're funny.
if you were 21, would you
Uh-huh.
still be picking the same guy?
Yeah, actually, it's so funny because sometimes you say, "Oh, because of my age, blah blah blah, whatever." The thing is like my mentality.
Wait.
almost
That
never
doesn't
changes.
make any sense.
Okay,
though.
it doesn't matter. Okay.
No, the reason why is because if you were choosing that guy at 21, you would be with someone right now
Mhm.
because you're not an ugly woman.
I'm a pretty one. Start
You-
from
you're-
there. Okay, go
yeah,
on.
you have pretty privilege, and so
Okay.
with that, you probably already have guys that
You
have
would
at
be
least-
married with
Yeah,
kids.
you
You're
would be
31.
with someone.
Yeah, but you don't know like what's my life. Possibly I was more focused on my studies, on my work, and many other things. It's just like at some point I realized, yeah, possibly, this is a moment when I can start, considering a partner for my life.
Okay, so let me ask you a
That's
question.
reasonable.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna assume that everything you just said actually applies to you. Okay.
Yeah.
So at 21, you were worried about your studies,
Yeah.
your
sure.
career, your
Yeah,
job, right?
Exactly.
And and so now that you're 31,
Mhm.
you're single,
Yeah.
you're looking for a good guy,
Mhm.
and all the good guys are looking for the 21-year-olds.
No, not in my case.
Not in your case,
No.
but
But you will?
you're single though. You're single.
Yeah, but
You're single
recently single.
recently, okay. But what I'm saying, do you understand what I'm saying? So and so when
Yeah.
women come on here and they tell other women, because you see
Yeah.
how powerful women are,
Yeah,
as soon
they
as
are.
she says something, you're like,
Yeah.
hey, I want to admit that too.
That's
Right?
true.
So what I'm saying is, when you sit here and you come here and you say, listen, like it's okay to focus on your career, yourself, your work, your job, your money, your bag. And when you're 21 and then when you're 31, now all of a sudden you're going backwards.
No,
Now-
why would
now-
you call it backwards?
Well,
Why?
that's what it is. Because if you were looking for the guy at 21,
Yeah, but at 21, what kind of woman, what kind of mother I would be for my family? I don't want.
You don't necessarily.
I agree with her on
need
that
kid
one.
at
Now,
21.
that what
Yeah.
she just said, I agree with
okay,
her on
so okay, here's the thing though. I get what you're saying, and I get what you're saying too.
Yeah,
But I had my kids young,
right.
and I wasn't ready. First of all, I never even had a father,
Yeah.
so I had to learn how to be what I never even had.
Mhm.
that.
And then, but I think it was great that I had my kids when I was in my 20s.
Yeah, but possibly you're
Opposed to
the
in my
exception.
30s.
Possibly you're an
Well,
exception.
I would say I look. This is my opinion, not yours, right? You guys could agree or disagree, but I think that look, this is just me. I think that it's better to have kids when you're young.
Mm.
But if you're having kids when you're older, like bro, your older years should be your chill years. If I'm being honest, that's just the way I think,
You
right?
gotta
Like,
think, you gotta think things are looked at way different now.
I
Back in
see.
the day, things was way more accepted than things are now.
okay, so right now, so she's 31.
So what?
Would you rather have a baby with? You see how she says so what?
It's
a
just
20
like it's so funny.
A
like, it's
21-year-old would not have to defend herself like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all I'm saying is, would you rather have a child right now with a 21-year-old or a 31-year-old?
Definitely a
Go
21.
ahead. You.
Yeah,
Okay.
because his
The
age
The only,
is 20.
the only
Yeah, so
reason,
now-
the only,
Yeah,
the
because
only
he's
reason
20.
why I would say
No, it's not because he's 20.
Yeah.
the only
Okay,
reason I would say
25, 25 and
23.
older?
22.
How old are you?
35.
35. So would you rather have right now, if you had to, a child with a 21-year-old or a 31-year-old?
21.
21.
For sure,
Okay.
21
So
Savage.
it's not because of the age. And I would say most guys would agree. Why would you rather
I
have
disagree.
I'm sorry, you disagree? Okay. So explain.
Wait, you would like to have a child with the older woman?
I would try to have like most of the times the older women are more mature. In my case, I'm all about
But-
that type. Like,
But also,
ah,
what type of baggage or what type of trauma she comes with?
you feel me? That's the same thing with it's 2023, so we gotta talk like for real, like what it really is.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
young female
Goodbye.
21 with more trauma than females that's 31. Let's be real
Okay.
now.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah.
Let's be
in
real.
some
Well, I
cases-
don't know if my area different, but I'm just saying, like from
Yeah, but
my surroundings.
Let's
and
talk
how-
about in general though, like in majority. You think it's
Okay.
like that?
No, in majority, I don't think it's like that. But like I was only talking about like my,
yeah,
my
I
situation. Like,
need
you
you
feel
to speak
me?
into the mic.
I was only talking about like my situation. My
But
situation.
see, that's the thing.
I
We're
like
talking
older
in
women.
general.
Yeah, we got to speak. in
Yeah.
general,
Okay,
'cause
okay.
I
Yeah,
don't know your
general.
situation. I can't.
Facts. In general, yeah, I would take a young woman.
Well, look, here's the thing, right? A younger woman can have more trauma than an older woman. But typically, the way I like to see it is, it's like if you have a 2023 car and a 2003 car, I'm just gonna assume the 2003 car has been used more, or even if it wasn't being used, let's say that shit was just sitting there. That shit's probably rusty.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
In
Like,
2023, we can't think like that, dude. Because
man.
it's different, bro. Like I'm being so honest with you.
that's the same way you said hers. She probably has the highest body count because she's older. She has more experience. You
Yeah.
didn't go for the 18
But
year old.
I could have said it both ways, though. To be honest with you, I really, on God, I could have said it both ways. Like 18, she probably,
Okay,
she probably got more bodies than the 31-year-old.
So when you look at younger women, when by younger, I'm not saying like teens, I'm saying like maybe 21, 22, 23. You're looking at them as like, yo, she has way more body than like a 30-year-old.
Facts.
That's how you're looking at.
Facts.
And you're saying from the area that you live in, or just in
I'm talking
general,
about
overall.
in general, to be real with you, because
That's
everything
so,
right now-
one-sided.
everything right now is new era. Everything, all that old shit is dead.
Okay,
Like,
how
it's
old are
new
you?
era. I'm 23.
23, and I'm 34. Who do you think has who would you say has more bodies between me and him?
You.
Me? Who would you say?
Yeah, you.
Who would you say?
Yeah, based on the age.
Based on the age. Why?
of course.
Because
Yeah,
with
'cause of
age
age.
comes experience. I've
Yeah.
had more time than you have, even though you might be winning. You know what I mean?
That's why I'm trying to tell you. It depends on who. Like,
But
you gotta
but
ask
you gotta
people that
understand.
question. 'Cause,
I know, but you gotta understand. We're going based off age.
Okay, yeah, nah, that I understand that. I definitely understand it.
So-
We're going by age.
But
right.
that's the thing. Like most men aren't thinking like you. Most men are thinking like we don't have time to sit here and get to know her.
Right.
When we meet each other on the street, I'm not taking time to get to know her. I'm
Right.
thinking, yo, hey, how are you? What's your name? Okay, cool. How old are you? Okay, cool. I'm already doing the math. I could be wrong, but I'm just gonna do the math, right? Now, if I see a 21-year-old, 22-year-old, 23, I'm gonna do the math too, but I'm not going to assume naturally that she just has a crazy amount of bodies.
Right.
Even though you're right, she could.
Can we
She could.
take it back to the cars real quick?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, ladies, but it's like an oil leak. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're an older car,
Yes.
some could be wrong.
Yes.
And so I'm biologically gonna pick a 21-year-old because I know my baby's gonna be good.
Yes.
That's another
Mhm.
thing. See, I'm not even looking at the trauma. Y'all are looking at the wrong thing. Y'all looking at it, she gonna get on my nerves, so on and so forth. Maybe she will, maybe she won't. I'm looking at a healthy baby, a younger mom,
Yes.
better breast milk and shit. Like, I don't know. Breast milk might be sour.
Listen, another thing too is, and he's right. Like a 21-year-old is gonna bounce back way faster than a 31-year-old. I'm also thinking like, yo, when I'm out on the street, how do I look like with my girl and my kid? I'm thinking about a whole bunch of things. I'm not just thinking about the maturity. Now, I understand what you're saying. Maturity.
I think because I ain't thinking about like cuffing on some cuffing shit. I'm really thinking just like situations.
Well,
like,
listen, man. If you're having kids with girls and you're not thinking about
no, I don't got no kids, but I'm saying like I keep forgetting that y'all talking like in a relationship.
Yeah. Well, listen.
aspect.
If
I'm
you're
so used to
if you're having
situationships.
kids with someone, you have to presume that you're going to be attached to this person for the rest of your life.
So, Eric, may I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Listen, you have your kids. How old you were?
So my daughter's 8. So my son was 3. I was in my 20s.
Okay, so and the mother was how
Same
old?
age.
So are you still with that?
No, we're not together anymore.
And this is the problem because like all the other kids, like I don't know, for instance, if we're talking about people who were my age, right? They married at 21, 22, okay? And they had kids. All of them are divorced. Okay, so all of those like examples that I have from my university, even
Okay.
like a college, whatever. They're divorced, and they're like their kids doesn't have like a mother and father,
I see
like
what you're saying.
and a like a real normal family.
Mm-hmm.
Because when they make the decision, they were too young to make
Okay.
to raise a family.
Or
So that was again. I'm just saying about only
That's
the
a
way
good point.
that's how I
Maturity
thought.
level, right?
Exactly.
That's what
so,
I agree
so
with.
for instance, right now when you're saying, 21, where are those 21 mothers? Okay.
I
So
understand.
and I'm 31, and then I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, at this point I'm mature. I want to do that. I want to have family,
Yeah.
and I'm and I'm open to discuss about that.
But here's the
They-
thing though,
yeah.
like, and that's the one thing that I agree that an older woman does have the maturity level.
Facts.
But are
And
you
30 not that old.
so are you going to? I get what you're saying, but if you're talking about a 21-year-old and a
Yeah,
31-year-old, that's a big difference.
She still are
She's
30.
over
Okay,
by 10
so
years.
what you're saying is you would rather trade the youth, the beauty, right, and all these things. The look, I'm just being
No,
honest.
go.
And you would rather trade all of that just to get the maturity.
We're talking about
'Cause that's
raising
essentially
kids.
yes, because that's essentially
Yeah.
what you're getting. Oh, and look, that's cool.
This is-
But here's the thing.
That's
Wh- wh-
exaggeration.
here's the thing.
Such
Wh- wh-
exaggeration.
No,
Okay.
no.
It's okay.
It's 21 and 30-year-old is a big
Okay.
difference.
It's
Here's the
okay.
thing. The numbers are still the same regardless of the age. Women are initiating divorces overwhelmingly. It doesn't matter what age you are. And then I would say for also like, I would say, at least for my situation with my ex, I didn't want to leave that relationship because most men like I would like to think I'm speaking for most men, but at least for this situation, I'll just speak for myself. I'm the type of person that I went through a lot in my life, so it takes a lot for me to trust somebody. So when I decided to have kids with this woman, it means I trusted her. I trusted that she was going to be a good mother. I trusted that she wasn't going to, do any weird shit once we had the kids. And, the only reason why we broke up was because I was growing as a man and she was used to what we started out as. So when we started out, she was like, oh, well, you can't sleep around. You can't do this. You can. Now, as I'm growing, right, financially, I'm like, oh, shoot, this is cool. I'm getting money. I have girls that want to look at me. I'm young. I want to have sex. And so I offered her that, we could have threesomes. I was like, look, I want to sleep with other women. She said no. She was like, listen, she sounded like her. She was like, that is a non-negotiable for me. I will not do it. I'm all about respect. I said, okay, cool. Well, then I'm not going to cheat on you. We're just going to break up.
And how long were you with her?
12 years. And listen, men don't walk away from 12 years.
Yeah.
No.
At all.
We don't wake up one day because in those 12 years there was times where I wanted to leave. But I didn't because as a father, I wanted to give my kids what I never had, which was a family, which was a present father. And so I stuck it out, and I mean, obviously, like I was happy during the relationship too, to an extent, right? But I was always settling because I wanted the other girls. And so, the crazy thing is I ended up leaving. And then she called me back and she was like, hey, listen, I'm actually willing to try it. But by then, I already had the Miami life. And I was like,
Low key, I feel like he hit it on the nose because I don't even really think it's per se age anymore nowadays. Because I know a marriage where they married young, had kids young, and everything has stuck together because they understood that it's not really age, it's a time thing to really be invested in each other.
Yeah.
A lot of women sometimes they don't want to compromise and try to step on things like no, we're not doing that, and then want to have that control over. But with time, things change, and like you said, as you started growing, there was certain things that was coming along, and she was trying to
keep you
stick to the past per se.
Yeah. And here's the thing, we broke up older, not younger. And I'm not saying that that's a typical relationship, but I am saying that I think personally for men, it's harder for us to walk away. You guys really have to kind of push us to walk away. And it's also harder because like if you have kids with someone, like there's a part of you, if you're a real man, you don't want to leave those kids. Especially if you never had a father, which I'm betting I'd be willing to bet money that a lot of us probably didn't have fathers. So it's really hard to leave that when you know what you've been through because you didn't have a father. So I don't think it necessarily has to do anything with age. I just think in general, I personally would still rather have kids at 20 than at 30. You know what I mean?
That's
Yeah,
it.
you also don't want to have, you don't want to be 40 raising, you know.
Yeah, you don't want to get
Exactly.
too old, but
Grandpa
30, not
parents.
I
40.
still want to
Like,
be outside throwing the baseball
But
with my
you
son.
got
You feel me?
another thing too is 30. By the time they like 20 something, you like 50.
Yeah, you're old now,
Right.
bro.
Yeah, my
Definitely
dad, he's
plays a
almost
role.
like in his 60s, and I'm barely 18.
Yeah.
I feel like he's my grandpa.
Yeah.
sometimes.
So-
I ain't gonna lie, my daddy in his 70s, I swear.
God damn.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
No cap.
I mean, like, and okay, cool. But